Hello world, welcome to Rex Arthur TV. This is the Rex Arthur Show where we discuss LGBTQ issues with an LGBTQ approach and an LGBT perspective in an LGBTQ plus planet where each and every one of us belongs to one or two letters in the 10-letter sexual alphabet LGBTQIAAP. And of course, we're still humanistic. We just don't mention it every day because we're all humans, and we'll talk about that in another philosophical video coming up today. And now today we are talking about the hot news from Martina Navratilova, the former tennis player, great player, that she she had made some comments that people are deemed to be very transphobic or homophobic. So we want to discuss about them. But what you need to know about what Martina was talking about is generally the fact that the world, every area in the world, every sector in sciences is being changed by the LGBTQ movement, and it was bound to happen. Every movement in the world is effective. Every movement. As I've told you, we are now philosophically, we are now in we are now in the age of everything. In the philosophical planes, we have staircases, we have stairways in knowledge. So right now I'm in the stairway, one stairway of everything. And you've seen most of my videos are saying data is everything, everything matters, everything is important, everything is useful, everything is powerful. That's where I am philosophically. And so you need to understand, of course this is old news. I want to go to what she said herself, and she's a lesbian, for information, and that's what you need to understand about Martina. So basically I'm in that level whereby everything matters. As I said in my other video, data is everything. That means we are all data. And what do you call it? We are all data. And then the next thing you need to know, everything is God. That's animism. Everything has God. Everything has God. So that's where I am philosophically. We are not in the same places philosophically. We are not in the same places. So some of us are in different spaces. So I'm in a different place. And the reason why I do videos is to bring you to where I am. And that you can be part of that philosophical space I am in. That is the job of every philosopher in the world. Muhammad was a philosopher. Jesus was a philosopher. Moses was a philosopher. Who else was a philosopher? Sun Tzu was a philosopher. Aristotle a philosopher. Everybody, even Obama was a philosopher. Even Trump is a philosopher. Everybody's a philosopher. It's that there are some who are more philosophical than others. So everybody is a philosopher. You have your philosophy you're living by, and you have your views. You have your views as a person. So Martina, this is what Martina said, and we want to go through it right now. Former tennis player Martina Navratilova, has hit out a tyranny from transgender activists and claimed it is insane to allow trans women to compete in sport. Now, this has been already sidetracked by her new comment that she has said that trans women are women. It's just that when it comes to athletics, it's a different ballgame. But I don't agree with her, because if you say trans women are women, then why deny them the chance to participate in sports? Yeah. If a trans woman is a woman, then she should run. It's as simple as that. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Every movement, back to what I started with, every movement is effective. It is effective. Every movement, even the Black Lives Matters movement. That's why people talk about it. You never talk about things that are not effective. You will always talk about effective things. The LGBTQ movement is effective. So it is, and it's very effective because it's affecting every area. Workplace, people now are concerned about the sexuality of their workers. People now in the religion, people should be concerned about the sexuality of their parishioners, of their congregants. It's very important. Yes, do you know many churches have been doing marriages of people who are actually gay, and they are marrying straight people in the name of society, and the marriage doesn't work out, and people wonder why it's not working out. It's because of those problems. So you should understand all of these. This is what's happening. And then when you come to sports, also sexuality is an issue. And it's because of the movement. It's the LGBTQ movement that has changed everything. Now you have to understand, before the LGBTQ movement was born, they were LGBTQ persons. But they were not, if they could not affect the society. They could not affect power because nobody knew them. You were only known in the space you were in. But now, with the internet and with technology and with the media, everything changed. People got to know there was somebody who is sexually diverse, is very different from everybody else. So what happened is, it now became a news item. It now became an issue. And people now started talking about LGBTQ persons. They have always existed. Always. It's just that the movement is the new thing. A movement is an organization of people who espouse the same idea. So the idea of the LGBTQ movement is that LGBTQ persons exist. That is the idea, the main idea of the LGBTQ movement. The main idea of the Black Lives movement, Black Lives Matter movement, is Black Lives Matter. And if you do not, and the systemic attack of black people is being attacked by that movement. Because what was happening before the Black Lives movement existed, black people were being killed by the police. A systemic expenditure of the government system. So when they noticed there was a trend that black people are always being killed by what is primarily white policemen, the Black Lives movement was born. Black Lives Matter movement was born. So they rose up and fought against that. Now, come to the LGBTQ persons. LGBT persons have always existed, just like black people. They have always existed. But there was something that was happening to the LGBTQ persons. Number one, HIV ravaged the gay population. And when it was killing very many gays, the gays rose up to fight the government for ignoring the gay people in the country. And you see, the problem of the gay populations is gay populations are very close-knit. Gays have sex with gays. Yes, it's a fact. You will not have sex with somebody who is not gay. It's a fact. If you have sex with a man, that man is gay. It's simple. So what does this mean? When HIV ravaged the gay population, it is only gay people who are dying. And that's what now the gay community and the leaders had to rise up and cry to the government and tell them, please, we are dying, and some of us are we are affected by these deaths. We are very important to the economy. We have jobs, we have places, and we still live our lives, but we are being taken away by a disease we do not know of. So they had to push for inclusion in healthcare, because what was happening now, if you're gay, you are not being included in the healthcare system. That was what happened. So now the government took time to recognize gay rights until later on when Obama became president. And Obama became president, and through his reign, the Supreme Court allowed for gay marriage. And other states also had to come up, they had to do away with their anti-homosexuality laws. So what am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to make you understand something. That every movements are born when the rights of a people are denied. When you deny the rights of human beings, be they black, gay, Hispanic, women, when you deny them rights, what happens is these people will rise up and demand for their rights. So that's what happened. And this is what's happening right now. Now back to, so I was trying to show you, movements don't mean people have started existing now. Movements don't mean that the time the LGBT movement was born in the 1980s and late 70s, that LGBTQ persons started existing. No, they have always existed for thousands of years. Thousands of years. What was not there was the systemic oppression. And now when the systemic oppression, you have the power to fight that systemic oppression. Okay, so now let's go back to Martina. So Martina now says that trans people, it's insane to allow trans women to compete in sport. And we're saying it's not insane, because a trans woman is a woman. And the lesbian tennis player, she's a lesbian, for information. So there's in the LGBTQ movement, there's also a war between lesbians and trans women. They really don't relate with trans women. So because of that, they are fighting. There's always infighting. Even last time in Pride in England, the trans women fought with the lesbians. Yes, they fought each other. Imagine it was LGBTQ Pride and you guys are fighting each other. Why? Because most lesbians don't think trans women are women. Yes, that's the problem, because they think a trans woman is a woman who was born a man, male, but now changed. And the change is sometimes based on biology. Yes, that's what you need to understand. That's why transgenderism is very natural. It's extremely natural. Because this person who wants to be another sex, that desire, that's what people need to understand. That desire is biological. Because a man who is a man who wants to be a woman, always his desire to be a woman cannot arise from anything else other than biology. yes, it cannot arise from anything else other than biology. That's what you need to understand about transgenders and even transsexualism, though transsexualism is a bit different, because in transsexualism you are biologically you have the tendency to be of the other sex. Yes, you're born like that. You're a man, but you're also a woman. And it is sometimes based on intersexuality. That's why intersexuality and transgenderism are very related. They are very related. And in transsexualism, your feminineness appears in very many ways, but you don't really want to be a woman, because just because you're feminine, you don't want to become a woman. That's a transsexual. But a transgender is a person who they have elements of transsexuality. They are feminine men, but they take their transsexualism higher, and now they say, because I love being feminine, I now want to be feminine, and because I am feminine, I'm going to even change my organs to match my feelings, to match my psychosexuality. So this man acquires a female organs and even takes the hormones to. When you take hormones, another thing people make a mistake. They think when trans women take hormones, it means they are adding feminine. I mean, they are adding hormones they have never had. No, the hormones exist. They still have estrogen. It's just that to make it more strong, they take injections. They take the hormonal medication to increase what they already have. Because I've already told you, a man out of the blue, a straight man, does not really have the biological desire to be a woman. He doesn't, because he even doesn't know what it means. So that's why you need to understand transgenders. They are naturally like that. It's unbelievable. Yes, their desire to be the other sex is based on biology. It's based on psychology, which is biology. Yes, it's based on hormonal, which is biology. So don't attack transgenders because you think they should have been men. That's what Martina sounds like. Martina is like saying she's blaming a trans woman for becoming a woman. And that's what I'm telling her. No, that's not the understanding. What you need to understand is trans women are naturally trans women. It's because they have their biology. The biology of a trans woman is not the biology of a straight woman. And the biology of a lesbian woman is not the biology of a trans woman. That's what we've been writing and saying all along to everybody. And it's just that I'm not an accredited scientist. I've not graduated from school as a psychologist or psychiatrist, but I read, I understand, because I know my life. Yes, I have a right to know who I am, and that is I get to know who I am from reading. So let's go on. So many international sporting bodies allow trans women to compete if their hormones are kept within natural levels for women. That is good. That should be respected. International sporting bodies have allowed trans women to compete if their hormones are kept within natural levels for women. You see? So what does this tell you? Trans women are women. And how do you know they're women? You will look at their hormones, if they are at the normal levels for a woman. And they are. That's what I've told you. When a trans woman takes hormonal medication, it is to suppress the male male hormones in her body, and it is to increase she already had female and male hormones. We all have male and female hormones. It's just that some of us have more female hormones than male hormones. Do you know there are some trans women who are naturally trans women? Naturally. They don't even need to add any hormone. But they have a penis. Yes, they are naturally trans women. Their hormones, they don't even need to add anything. They are there, very many. I know them. You find a man, he talks like a woman, and then carries himself like a woman. Everything is beautiful. And you look at that, and the person has a penis. See, it's very natural. There are men who have hips. Yes, they have hips. And you ask them, did you take an injection? Nope. And even if you didn't take an injection, do you know even food can make you more woman? And there's food that makes you more man? Yes. That's what you need to understand about sexuality. We are always playing with our sexuality. You can even change it. Just change your diet. I was talking to a friend of mine and he was telling me that now he's a vegan. And I was like, you know, to myself, I said, oh my God, this guy better be careful. Yes, because when you are vegan, do you know the tendency of you having sex is very low? Yes. Carnivorous meals make you very horny. Yes. Makes you very horny. Reason being, meat is body building. It's a protein. So what is a protein? A protein is a body building food. DNA, deoxynucleic acid, is protein. Those are the building blocks of the body. That's why amino acids are life acids, coming from the word not amino acids. I was confusing it with anima. You have the animal protein that makes you very big, built, because it's a bodybuilding food compared to plant protein. Because we are humans, we are closer to animals than plants. So what does this mean? When you eat animals, the chances of you becoming animal is very high. Have you seen bodybuilders? They take a lot of protein supplements. It's because they've now found out the acids that build the body. Now when you take vegetables are plants. They are not animals. So what does this mean? When you take a lot of vegetables, your body system becomes less and less animalistic. Yes. This is why many Buddhists are calm people. They are very vegetarian. So that makes them calm. They are more calm. Yes. Very true. Look at the cannibalistic tribes of the world. They were rough people. They fought because they had to kill human beings to eat them. So that's what you need to understand, that everything we do is biological. It's unbelievable. Yes, even for me to do this video, I am biologically fit. Yes, I have strength. If I'm sick, I can't do the video. So what does that mean? Everything is biological. Everything is everything. It's unbelievable. Yes. All right, so let's go on. So I'm happy with the international sporting bodies. They allow trans women to run, to play, even though because of they look at the hormonal levels. You see? That's a fact. That tells you we are all intersexual. Yes. And they only allow trans women, not men, because there are men who have hormonal levels same to women, but they will not run because the race is a woman's race. So what does that mean? And I'm going to finish this video by giving my suggestions what should happen, Very soon, sports is changing. We're even going to have sports whereby mixed men and women will be playing against each other. We'll even have a race called a universal race, whereby irrespective of your sex, you will run. And whoever wins, wins. If it's a man who wins, he has won. If it's a woman who wins, even right now, that's what they could do. They can put Semenya to run with the male counterpart of 800 meters. And we see, who knows, Semenya could even do better than some of the males. Yeah. Let's have a new category in the Olympics called the mixed category. So that in every area, there's another genre of sports whereby now you run not because of your sexuality. You run or you are an athlete because of your strength. We are measuring strength. So one year you can find a trans woman is actually the best athlete. You see there now, it's not going to be about sexuality. It's going to be about merit. And we're going to talk about this in another video coming up soon. All right. So that's, I will talk about that when you conclude the video. But Navratilova disagrees with the sporting bodies. And she says, clearly that can't be right. You can't just proclaim yourself a female and able to compete against women. See, that is Navratilova's mistake is not understanding who a trans woman is. A trans woman, there are different types of trans women. The international sporting bodies are not talking about trans women who have penises. Please understand, Martina and the rest, they are trans women who have penises. Yes. They are not called trans women. Scientifically and politically, they are not called trans women for one reason. They still have the penis. But the moment they let go and cut the penis and get a vagina, yes, they have to get a vagina, because they are, in the old days, castrated males, they used to chop off their all of their organs. Yes, they would chop off all of their sexual organs, the balls and the penis. And then they would sew up the surgery, stitch it up, and the man is like that. Some of them used to use only a pipe to go to the loo. Yes. In China, the castration in China, ancient China, oh my goodness, they go with everything. And they leave you with a pipe to go to the toilet. Now, that was how they did castration in the past. And some of the men, many of them died because of the operation. And those who remained, they were really castrated. So they didn't get a vagina. So you need to understand, there's the diversity of surgery. Yes. So if you do surgery and you remove your penis and then you get a vagina, that one now has become a woman. Even if she's a trans woman, she's a woman. Yes, that's what you need to understand. So anyway, so what we're trying to tell Martina, these people who try and compete in the Olympics or athletics, they are really women. Yes. There's a trans woman, she has removed her penis and she now has a vagina. That's a woman. So, Martina, don't worry. Let her run. She's a woman. She has a vagina. Just like you. So, so there must be some standards, and having a penis and competing as a woman would not fit that standard. Okay. Now, you see? So, Martina's problem is having a penis. Is someone having a penis, a trans woman having a penis. And I've already told you and her that a trans woman can have a penis. Yes. It's just that scientifically, human beings are sexually recognized externally. So you can be a trans woman. Please understand what I'm saying. It's very important. A trans woman can have a penis. Now, when she has a penis and then she wants to compete, let's see there's a trans woman who has a penis and she wants to compete. The international sporting bodies will look at the hormonal level of that trans woman. If her hormonal level is the same with that of a woman, she will run. So the confusion between Martina and the sporting body is that the sporting body's definition of a woman is hormonal. But Martina's definition of a woman is external sexuality. So for her, Martina's mistake is that she thinks the external organ is the one that determines your sexuality. And that's not true. In fact, it is internal structures that determine your sexuality. It's not the external. Yes, it's not the external. I was laughing today. Somebody was asking, how does he make his penis small? And somebody answered him and said, just go do bodybuilding. And I agreed with him. Because for some weird reason, most bodybuilders tend to have very small genitalia. And imagine they had big genitalia before they started bodybuilding. So what happened? It's the sapping of the power, the body tissue. That's what happens. When you do a lot of bodybuilding, energy goes to where you're building the muscles. So when you're focusing on the arms, the arms will increase in mass because they are doing a lot of work. So the body has to energize that part of the body to make it big. The same as the ass. If you want your ass to be big, you do a lot of ass exercises so that the energy will be transferred to the ass because you are doing a lot of work in that area. Remember Johnny Bravo, our favorite cartoon, when it came to muscle building, bodybuilding, he had very big muscles and a very small waist. And it happens, it's because he was focusing so much on the torso. So he couldn't focus on the lower body parts. That's what you need to know. Look at football players. They have very nice legs, very nice bodies. Yes, very nice asses, because the exercises they do are to build the legs. And the ass is a leg. Yes, the whole buttock is a leg. It's just connected to the leg. So when you do a lot of leg exercises, you will build, the energy goes to those areas and they become big and strong. And that's why you find some men have very nice legs, because they build them. They are busy doing them. So that's what you need to understand about the body. So for other people, for Martina needs to understand that sexuality is not only external, it's also internal. And that's what the international bodies are trying to do. Now you see the war they had with Semenya. Semenya has very high hormonal male levels, but she has a vagina. You see, she has a vagina, but she has too much testosterone. So the international bodies define human sex using hormones. So when they go to the hormones of Semenya is a man. Yes, she's a man. So they've struggled to put Semenya in. In fact, we'll go and check right now and see what they did with Semenya. So clearly that can't be right. Anyway, we read that. There must be some standards, and having a penis and competing as a woman should not fit that standard. That's now what we've already explained, so we don't need to talk about it. the war is, Martina is external, the sporting bodies are internal. And I support internal because internal is the real explanation. It gives you sexual explanation of a person. Yes. Yes, you have to understand. It's the internal structure. Do you know we are internal? Yes. We were born, conception did not take place outside for some of us. For others, it did. Yes. Like the people who did IVF. IVF, you are born externally. They put you in a petri dish, they put the sperm and the egg, and the zygote is born outside the womb. Very beautiful. That's why the Catholic Church says IVF children are not sinners. Yes, they have no original sin. Because according to the Catholic Church, you become a sinner when you are conceived inside. You see, human conception takes place inside the woman's body, because the sperm is released when it's inside the vaginal canal, and then egg meets sperm, and the child, the zygote, not the child, sorry, the zygote is created inside the woman's body. So what does this mean? It means that we are internal. There's an internal structure. We are not born physically. Yes, or externally. We are born internally. Our process of being human starts from the internal. That's why I want to do a very good study on semen. Because the egg has so much blood. Do you know, have you know something? The egg is bloody. But the sperm is not bloody. So what does this mean? It means the egg carries a lot of blood. That's why all children are more of their mother than the father. Yes, it's because the egg is bloody. The sperm is not. There's no blood. There's no hemoglobin in the sperm. But there's hemoglobin in the mitochondria, in the egg, in the ova, there's blood. Very big story, very big topic. We won't discuss a lot about it. So I'm going to do that research. And then I've noticed that it's weird. It's the sperm that determines the sex of the child. Now, I was asking and thinking to myself, if the sperm determines the sex of the child, who gives children intersexuality? I have a feeling it is the man. Because the man determines the sex of the zygote. And when he determines the sex of the zygote, it means the sexual infrastructure of the human is brought by the man. But the woman, the egg, gives the blood hemostructure of the child. That is my understanding. So the blood is determined 80% by the mother, because the egg is blood. The egg is blood. Basically, it is made up of blood. That's why women menstruate. They release the egg that is bloody. Men also menstruate. Yes. The menstruation of men, and this is now philosophical, happens when they release sperm. Every time you release sperm, a man, he is menstruating. Yes. That is why you need to understand the fact of, in Israel, ancient Israel law, if a man released sperm, he was called unclean, which is it is wrong. It's not true. It's not true. because it's not unclean. Even removing blood is not unclean. But a woman was unclean when she menstruated, and she always released once a month. Now men can release every day. Yes. Meaning men menstruate every day. They can menstruate every day. And what happens is they have released, and in ancient Israel law, that is uncleanness. But I've told you it's not uncleanness, it's just release. Even menstruation, it's not uncleanness. Women are not dirty when they remove the egg. Neither is a man dirty. But it's the understanding of moralists. They believe that when you release those things, you are a dirty person. And it's not that. It is your body. Come on. Okay. So that's what you need to know. Even, do you know there are some men who have died because of over masturbation? There's a guy who died recently because he masturbated over 14 times. Actually, 30 times in a day. He died. Yes, he menstruated too much. Yes, even a woman, when she releases too much blood, she will die. Yes, these are life forms, sperm and blood. So you need to understand. That's why I always tell women, you can't complain. If we were very animalistic, every egg should be fertilized. Yes. Do you know, for a woman not to have to menstruate a lot, do you know the secret? I tell you women, the secret for you not to menstruate a lot, always have a baby. The first year you get your baby, as soon as he's born, the next time you release an egg, get a baby. That woman will menstruate, and then forever till you reach 50, always have a baby. You'll see. There you will menstruate for very short time. So imagine if you are a 25-year-old woman, and okay, let's say 18. Let's go to 18. And you've already menstruated from when the time you started menstruation was when you were 12 years old. So 12 to 18, those are 6 years. 6 times 12, you have menstruated for 72 times. 72 menstruations. Then, when you're 18, you get a baby. Then, 19, the baby is born. At the time you hit 19, you release one egg, put it aside. The next egg, fertilize it. Carry the baby. Now do that from 18 to 60 when you get to menopause, or 50. Let's put it at 55. 55 minus 18. That's 15 minus 8, that's 7. And then 4 minus 37. 37 years of not menstruating for a year. Why? Because every time the egg is released, oh, I'm ready, I want another baby. Oh, one egg, okay, I'm ready, I want another baby. Do it from 18 to 55 years old. You'll see, you won't menstruate. So if you want to run away from menstruation, ladies, always have a baby every year. Every year. As soon as you have a baby, then the next one, have another one. You will not be menstruating. No pads. No pads. Because you'll only buy one pad pack that will protect you for 20 years. Then you buy another pack. It protects you for another 20 years because you are always having babies all the time. Okay, so that's enough of that. Now, Martina called it cheating. I promise to keep quiet on subject until I have properly researched it well. I have done that now, and if anything, my views are strengthened. You see, she's also doing research, which is okay, but her research doesn't carry weight because she is not the main scientist. We are all scientists, but some people are more scientific than others. That's what you need to understand. So Martina, continue the research, but your research cannot beat that of the IAAF, because the IAAF goes to scientists. That's what they've done. And they have told IAAF, this is who a woman is. A woman can even have a penis. Yes. But hormonally, they are women. What are you going to do? That's why I'm going to give you my solution to this problem. So she said, to put the argument at its most, a man can decide to be female, take hormones if required by whatever sporting organization is concerned, win everything in sight, and perhaps earn a small fortune, and then reverse his decision and go back to making babies if he so desires. It's insane and it's cheating. Now I want to cancel Martina. A man can decide to be female. Why? What is the basis of the decision? You see, the moment a man tells the IAAF, I want to run in a female race, do you know what the IAAF will do? They will go and check the hormonal levels of that man. That's what Martina needs to understand. If the man is hormonally female, he can run. Yes. If the man is hormonally female, that man will run. So leave out this thing of decision. There's no decision. It is who you are hormonally. There is no decision. So that's a fact. So she's trying to say that the sporting organization now tells them to take certain hormones. No, they don't advise. The moment a man goes to the sporting organization and says, I want to run as a woman, I've been running as a woman. You see, she's not understanding the procedure. The procedure is very clear of how you can run in a female race. You have to be running in other female races. You don't just wake up in the morning and just go and tell them I'm running. As who? You come with records. See, this is what Semenya went through. Semenya has been running with women because when you undress her, she has a vagina. So she ran with women and she's been doing so well. Then they realized, but this woman, she's so good, but she's very manly. So you see, that's why there was a war in the IAAF on Semenya. They were wondering, should we allow this woman to run when she's hormonally a man? You see, it was the big Pilate case, like Jesus' case. They were asking, is Semenya a man? Because hormonally, she's a man. But externally, she's a woman. What do we do? I said in my videos, because she has a vagina, she should run. Because a women's race means a woman is supposed to run. So we are supposed to reconcile external sexuality with internal sexuality. So they should say that a woman is a person who A, has a vagina, B, if they don't have a vagina, they have the same hormonal level as a woman. The woman's natural hormonal level, they have it. Now in A, if you have a vagina, but you have a lot of male hormones, you will still run. Why? Because what is protecting you is the vagina. So external sexuality, tick. B, if you have the same hormonal level as a woman, but you have a penis, or you removed the penis and got a vagina, you are a woman and you can run. End of story. As simple as that. So this is what you call reconciling internal sexuality with internal sexuality. So Martina is making noise because even Semenya was accused of cheating because she has male hormones extremely high, but she's a woman, she has a vagina. So they wanted her out of the race because she's going to win forever. And my view was, no, she has a vagina. That's enough. Yes. And even, in fact, in Semenya's race, I want to see the trans woman run. And I will show you something. Semenya will beat the trans woman. So you see what Martina needs to understand. A penis does not determine your hormones. Yes, that's the beauty. You see, Semenya has a vagina. It does not determine her hormones. It's beautiful. It's just, it's gorgeous. She has a vagina, but it cannot even control her hormones. It's beautiful. Oh, I tell you, we can talk about this all day. So, I've already given you my solution to the whole problem. And so she wrote in the Sunday Times, and that's the end of the article. Now, of course, and now they've tried to protect her. That's the latest, and then we'll do with we've ended the video. They've tried to protect Martina. Oops, sorry about that. I'm typing when I can't see what I'm writing. Let's Navratilova in the news, and then we'll be done. Yeah, she has been criticized for comments about trans women in sport. Yes, I agree. Republicans are already using her views, which is wrong. Martina's views are based on her scientific understanding of sexuality. She is not a sexual scientist. So the Republicans are very wrong to jump and use her science to fuel her transphobia. And this is what Martina is wondering. People are using my comments, and I was not saying that I hate trans women. I know trans women are women. And I'm telling her, excuse me, we are in a world whereby everybody is looking for justification of what they do. We are all gods. So, because we are gods, we always need power to do whatever we want to do. As that's what a God does. Uses any justification. Justifications are power. Laws are power. So, when the law allows you to do something, it is giving you power. A law is an empowering principle. So that's why we have videos. Do you know why we have videos? We are empowering people. Yes. We are empowering people. We are empowering the LGBTQ community to tell them. That's why I always do videos. It's because I'm empowering myself and empowering the LGBT community. Because the LGBTQ lifestyle is one that is not understood by people. So you empower both the community and those who are not part of the community with knowledge, which is power. That's why we have to read science, because science is king. You see, because I've been doing a lot on the science side, I'm being forced to even study conception. Because the semen or sperm has no blood. The egg has blood. So what does that mean? The blood of every human is determined by the mother. Yes, it's very important. Very important. And the the sperm determines the sex of the child. So, which means things like intersexuality can also most likely come from the father. Yes. And then, do you know what happens when a father has a daughter who is intersexual? Her egg is intersexual. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Her egg is intersexual. Even I'm going to do another research. I believe gay men are children of lesbian women. I believe. I'm noticing a trend that the homosexual blood was in the mother. And it goes to power these sons who become gay. Yes. I'm going to do that research. Because I was doing some research and I noticed very many men who are gay or homosexual, when you look at the mother, especially I've been doing this in Africa, the mother comes from communities where there is a lot of women who tend to be lesbian. That's a fact. There are communities in Africa, the women are lesbian. It's strange but true. And whenever you go down to the southern part of Africa, that is the trend. Yes, it's a trend. Very true. And you find Semenya is from there. You see Semenya, she's very manly. Yes, even butchers. You know, it's so weird. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. LGBTQ life is so natural. It's unbelievable. When you say a butch, she's really a butch. Naturally. Naturally. And then the weird thing, some are so feminine, but they are so butch. Yes, because